We all crave connection, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that feeling of being seen, understood, loved.
Definitely, we look for it
We
everywhere.
search for it, maybe swipe for it, build our whole lives around trying to find it. But here's a kind of wild thought.
Okay.
We spend less time, maybe way less time, actually learning how to do love, how to be in a relationship,
Mhm.
than we do learning how to drive a car.
Wow. Yeah. When you put it like that, it's pretty astonishing.
Isn't it? There's this idea that it should just happen magically.
Right, that it's effortless if you just meet the right person.
Right.
But like anything complex, it takes intention, right?
Right.
Understanding, practice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why we want to do this deep dive today. We're looking at a source that really tackles this head on. We're exploring key insights from Loving Bravely, 20 Lessons of Self-Discovery to Help You Get the Love You Want by Dr. Alexandra Solomon.
Dr. Solomon, she's a clinical psychologist, professor at Northwestern, and this book actually grew out of her super popular undergrad course, Marriage 101.
Yeah, I heard about that course. And the book's been called a godsend for, anyone trying to navigate finding real connection.
It really focuses inward first.
That's what struck us immediately.
Mm-hmm.
The core mission isn't about promising you'll find the one tomorrow.
No, not at all.
Instead, it argues that getting the love you want, the kind that lasts, the authentic kind, well, it starts with understanding yourself.
That's the key. Developing what she calls relational self-awareness.
Relational self-awareness. Say more about that.
It's basically deeply understanding how you, with your history, your feelings, your patterns, your desires, how you show up in relationships.
So it shifts the focus away from just analyzing the other person like we often do.
Precisely. It's an inward turn first.
Okay, so think of this deep dive then as kind of extracting a roadmap from the book, not just for romance.
Right. It's broader.
But for becoming what Dr. Solomon calls a great lover. Someone who's skilled at understanding themselves and, how they connect with everyone important in their life.
Okay. Sounds good. Where do we start?
Let's start unpacking these insights, beginning with what the book really lays out as the foundation. Understanding your own inner world.
Makes sense. The groundwork.
It kicks off with a really powerful idea.
Mm-hmm.
Your past isn't just history, it's profoundly present right now.
Oh, definitely. The book frames your family home as your very first love classroom.
Your first love classroom, I like that.
Yeah. That's where you learn the initial relationship curriculum, how love was shown or not shown, how conflict was handled, what was okay to talk about, what wasn't.
And crucially, your attachment style. The way you learn to relate to others based on those really early experiences with caregivers.
Formed before you were even two. And it still shapes how you connect in partnerships today, deeply.
And it's not just about consciously deciding, I'll never be like my parents.
Right, because those childhood messages about love, sex, gender roles, commitment, they're often quiet, unconscious, deeply baked in.
And they drive our automatic reactions now in the present.
Yeah, one exercise the source suggests that makes this really concrete is comparing descriptions of your caregivers
Okay.
with descriptions of your past partners.
Right.
Like literally list the traits side by side.
I can see how that would be revealing.
It can really illuminate those surprising similarities or differences and bring those unconscious patterns out into the open.
So building on that, understanding your history, another powerful concept explored is the power of your own life story.
Yes. The book basically says we are our life stories.
Are our stories.
And bravely claiming your whole story, especially the parts with pain or maybe shame, that's actually key to healing, to empowerment. It's like stepping out of being a victim and becoming the author.
The anecdote about Mark and Tanya really illustrated that for us. Their marriage was, devastated by Mark's infidelity.
Right, but as they worked through it, Mark also revealed this past trauma, sexual abuse he'd suffered.
And the book shows how his journey of standing honestly in all of it, the abuse he suffered, the harm he caused later, his healing that allowed him to take real responsibility, to stop projecting onto Tanya.
And for her, claiming her own truth gave her the power to decide if she wanted to try and rebuild. It shows how owning the narrative, even the messy parts, can enable healing and, paradoxically, deeper connection.
Crafting a coherent life story that's presented as a vital part of this relational self-awareness we keep mentioning.
Absolutely. There's even this neat exercise suggested: create a table of contents for your life story.
Like the chapter titles of your life.
Exactly. What would the major chapters be? What themes pop up? It's a simple way to start seeing yourself as the main character, the author of your own life.
But these old stories, they aren't just history filed away, are they?
No, not at all. As the book points out, they live with us now. They can sneak up, filter your view, distort what's actually happening in the present moment.
Preventing you from seeing things clearly or even seeing your own strength now.
Yeah, the example of Letitia and Owen's fight over the car is perfect.
Right, he just forgets to pick up her car. Simple mistake. Happens all the time.
But for Letitia, it triggers these deep, old feelings. Fear, worthlessness. It's not about the car at all.
The story she tells herself is Owen forgot me. Her past is totally hijacking the present, driving that reactivity.
Exactly. And the key is working gently with these old stories, not trying to erase them. That doesn't work.
More like acknowledging them.
Yes, and practices like self-soothing, kind of like parenting yourself when you get triggered, relating to that younger part of you, the one who created the story, with compassion.
The author shares her own example, right? Feeling nervous before a talk.
Yeah, she pictures her younger, scared self, validates the fear, but also reminds her, hey, adult me is capable now. We'll get through this. It's about acknowledging the past fear, but grounding in present capability.
And mindfulness comes in here too as a fundamental tool.
Huge. Just practicing being present, noticing what's happening inside and out without getting immediately swept away or judging it.
Which leads really nicely into another vital concept from the book. Embracing complexity with boat hand thinking.
Ah, dialectical thinking. This is so powerful.
Moving beyond that rigid black and white either stuff, like I'm either angry or sad.
When the reality is often I'm both angry and sad, or seeing your partner as either totally good or totally bad in a moment.
Instead of maybe, my partner is both whole and a work in progress, or they're both loving and they messed up.
Yes, adopting that both-hand view, it just dramatically reduces blame. It helps unstick conflicts.
Going back to Letitia.
Right. Embracing complexity lets her see herself as both successful and capable generally, and also frightened and needy in that specific moment.
And she can see Owen is both loving and capable of forgetting something. It allows for so much more compassion, a more accurate view.
Absolutely. So, okay, we've explored this foundational work, understanding your inner world, your stories, embracing complexity.
Right. Now let's shift gears a bit. Let's look at how the book guides us in building bridges, connecting with others authentically.
Okay. And a really insightful bridge to build, according to the source, is actually updating your relationship with your parents.
Updating it? How so?
Well, clinging to an old, maybe childhood story about who your parents are now or who you are in relation to them, that can unintentionally hold you back in your adult intimate relationships.
So you have to consciously grow up that relationship.
Exactly. It means getting to know them as the complex adults they are today and letting them see you as the adult you are now. The book makes a really strong case that this is crucial work for healthy connection in the present.
That parent interview exercise from Dr. Solomon's class sounds intense but useful.
It is. Students apparently have all sorts of reactions, excitement, dread. But the common outcome is this feeling of gratitude, even freedom from getting that fresh data.
Fresh data about who their parents are now.
Yeah, it helps clarify boundaries, helps adult kids and parents feel separate, but still genuinely connected.
But you need to prepare, right? Set boundaries before you try something like that.
Definitely. And the book is realistic. It cautions that not all parents are available for this kind of work, maybe due to their own stuff.
So the suggested approach is like a reporter. Or an anthropologist.
Yeah, curious, non-judgmental, leading with an open heart, not trying to fix them or change them, just gathering information, understanding.
Which flows right into the whole topic of healthy boundaries in general. Super vital.
Absolutely essential for authentic connection. The book uses this great metaphor, a picket fence between adult children and parents.
A picket fence.
Yeah.
Separate but connected.
Exactly. You can see each other clearly, but you don't automatically absorb what isn't yours. You maintain your own space.
The source defines different styles too. Healthy, which is connected and protected.
Then porous, where you kind of absorb others' feelings or intrude on their space.
Or rigid, where you just block everyone out, hold yourself back completely.
That anecdote about Isaac at his wedding, setting a boundary with his critical dad, that's a perfect example of healthy inaction.
Remind me.
His dad makes a cutting remark, and Isaac just says, calmly, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm having the time of my life.
Ah, yes. States his truth, doesn't try to change dad, doesn't let it ruin his moment.
Exactly. Contrast that with Maria, whose boundary with her mom's dating advice is porous. Her mom's voice is just playing on repeat in her head, shaping her choices.
That's relatable. The book also mentions culture,
Mm-hmm.
right? How that influences boundary styles.
Yeah, huge factor. And it can create real challenges in intercultural relationships when styles clash.
Okay, so moving from boundaries to even broader cultural influences.
Hmm.
The book talks about embracing your unique love truths.
Mm-hmm. Our society sends so many messages about love, especially that tension between autonomy needing independence and connection craving closeness.
That constant push and pull, the I versus the we. It's easy to feel caught.
And then there are those deeply ingrained gender stories,
Yeah.
the cultural boxes for masculine and feminine energy in relationships.
Like what's allowed or expected based on gender.
Exactly. The book stresses how important it is to become aware of those internalized norms and then have the courage to embrace the full range within yourself and your partner, regardless of gender identity.
It mentions this is especially relevant for the LGBTQ plus community.
Very much so. Finding freedom beyond those rigid norms.
That story about the student who panicked because she liked being the big spoon, worrying it made her too manly.
So telling. Or the author's own realization about her husband's passion for football, seeing Soldier Field not as a threat, but as a valid source for him.
Awareness gives you freedom from those cultural boxes.
Definitely. And this idea of sourcing leads to another powerful point. Sourcing your life from within and also outside the main relationship.
This challenges that big romantic myth, doesn't it? That your partner should be your everything, fulfill every need.
Totally challenges it. A rich love story, the book argues, isn't just two people clinging together. It's crafted by individuals who are committed to living passionately, drawing energy from multiple places.
Their own creativity, friends, community, hobbies, things outside the partnership.
It's not saying love isn't enough. It's saying individual well-being actually strengthens the we.
The book introduces Dr. Dan Siegel's Healthy Mind Platter here, right?
Yeah, it's a fantastic framework. 7 daily activities, things like focus time, play time, connecting time, physical time, time in reflection, downtime, and sleep time.
Activities that nourish your brain and improve all your connections, internal and external.
It's a really practical way for you, the listener, to maybe assess your own platter. Where might you be neglecting yourself?
And speaking of where our attention goes, the book has a crucial lesson on valuing presence in our digital age.
Oh, this is so relevant. It contrasts the energy of technology, which tends to be me-centered, consuming, fast, efficient, seeking answers.
With the energy of love, which is more us-centered, giving, needs time to grow, embraces mystery.
Being constantly plugged in, it just inevitably affects how we love. That illusion of endless choice in online dating. The constant hunt for external validation.
And, oh gosh, having really important conversations or even fights over text or online.
Yeah, you lose so much. The nuance, the body language, the facial expressions. Our bodies speak a whole language that gets lost.
The book talks about little p presence.
Right, being present in the moment, noticing what's happening right here, right now, instead of being lost in phone world.
It mentions research showing multitasking actually reduces empathy. Yikes.
Which leads to big P presence. That's the really brave act. Showing up fully, vulnerably, for the actual human in front of you, in the moment.
Even when it feels risky, or you don't know how they'll respond.
Yeah, it's about choosing to be the change, embodying the connection you want to see.
Okay, so we've looked at the inner landscape, building bridges. Now let's dive into navigating the messy, beautiful reality of sustaining a relationship over time.
Right, the long haul. And the first lesson here is huge. Surrender the fairy tale.
Get real about it.
Exactly. The book directly challenges that myth of effortless, perfect love. It's very upfront. Real love is messy, confusing, beautiful work.
It talks about the common progression, right? That initial intense phase. Almost like an addiction, neurochemically.
That eventually matures into what she calls brave love, which isn't less meaningful, it's just different. It's fueled more by attachment chemicals, values, safety, trust.
Yeah, and it requires showing up, doing the work, again and again, as the book says. A relationship of constancy.
Yeah. The book also gets real about relationship enders. Things generally incompatible with love. Untreated addiction, abuse, persistent patterns of dishonesty, betrayal.
And interestingly, it notes that therapists often find a fundamental lack of love itself is the hardest thing to treat.
Yeah, if the core feeling is there.
And couples therapy, it's framed not as failure, but as a resource.
A valuable one. But the advice is clear. Don't wait too long. Letting negativity build creates this massive wall that's so hard to break down later.
Practicing gratitude is also highlighted.
Yes, as a powerful tool to counteract our brain's natural negativity bias, to stay present to the goodness that is there. Research shows it correlates with happier relationships.
The book also reframes soulmates a bit, doesn't it? Moves away from "you complete me."
Yeah, more towards partners as fellow travelers, building a bond over time, or even seeing a soulmate as someone who wakes you up by showing you where you're holding yourself back.
There's also a lesson on listening to your gut, learning to tell the difference between that deep inner knowing and just, anxiety or reactivity.
Quieting the mind and body, maybe through mindfulness, helps access that deeper wisdom.
Okay, let's talk conflict. Unavoidable, right?
Totally. The book offers this brilliant frame looking at how we tell stories about conflict, contrasting linear and systemic narratives.
Okay, love
Simple
that.
cause and effect, rooted in blame or shame, win-lose mentality, seeing your partner as the sole problem, the threat.
The author's story about the marital toothbrush fight, it is hilarious, but also, shows how easily we slip into that.
Totally nonsensical, right? Now, a systemic story is different. It's pictured as more like a circular dance. Both people are participating.
Your curiosity, like what's happening between us?
Exactly. Acknowledging complexity. Allowing for sadness, not just anger. It's about looking shoulder to shoulder at the problem, not pointing fingers.
That marriage hack study sounds interesting. Writing about conflict from a neutral view improved things.
Yeah, it fostered that systemic perspective. And the book notes those tendencies towards blame or shame in linear stories, they often link right back to those core issues, those old stories we talked about earlier.
So why do we get stuck in those linear reactive patterns?
Well, when we're triggered, our limbic system, the emotional brain, takes over. We default to these primitive fight-or-flight survival strategies, often learned way back.
Manifesting is volume up, fighting, attacking.
Or volume down, fleeing, withdrawing, shutting down.
The book says liberation lies in that.
Precious.
A precious and precarious space between stimulus and response.
Yes. Cultivating that pause, it offers practical ways. Belly breathing, counting, a mindful break using your senses, even intense sensory input like holding ice or sucking a strong mint, just something to break the circuit.
But it doesn't stop at just pausing, right? There's that transformative process. Name, connect, choose.
This is huge. So first, you name. Tell the story of your upset to yourself. Describe the sequence. What happened right before you got triggered? Writing it down helps.
Like Tess at the party, she names the sequence, sees boyfriend check phone, feels bad about dress, sees him talking intently to someone else. That's the name step.
Exactly. Second, you connect. This is key. Explore the feelings behind the initial feelings. Go deeper than the anger or annoyance.
Those are often secondary. Find the primary feelings underneath.
Right. Hurt, sadness, fear, loneliness, needing comfort. With Tess, beneath the annoyance was insecurity, fear. Am I not enough? You also connect with body sensations. Curiosity here is incredibly healing.
Okay. Name, connect. Then third is choose.
Yes. From that place of vulnerability and clarity, you choose a response. The guide is, what would love do? Often it means speaking your truth vulnerably, using the language of those primary feelings.
I feel hurt. I need comfort.
Precisely. That courageous vulnerability changes the whole dynamic. Rage just kind of fizzles in the face of genuine vulnerability.
That name, connect, choose process sounds incredibly powerful for transforming conflict.
It really is. Another vital piece of building that relationship cushion involves mindful language and connection practices.
Ah, the intimacy preventing traps in how we talk.
Yes. Things we say all the time. You need to. Controlling. You make me feel, blame me. You really loved me. Manipulative.
Or just saying fine when you're definitely not fine. Or that's just how I am.
Right. Or I'm just kidding after saying something hurtful. Or framing things as, how can I get my partner to? Which assumes you have no power yourself.
And the book offers alternatives. Intimacy building reaches.
Simple shifts. I feel, I need, I wonder. Tell me more. Thank you. I understand. Sorry. These open doors.
And related to language is listening with the third ear.
Truly listening to understand, not just waiting for your turn to talk or formulating your defense. People need to feel heard, seen.
The 5 love languages come up too, Gary Chapman's work.
Yeah, words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, quality time, physical touch. The key insight. We often give love how we like to receive it.
But we need to learn our partner's primary language for receiving love.
Absolutely. The author's example with her husband Todd, his was quality time, hers was Gift shows how easily drama happens when you're speaking different love dialects.
Acceptance makes it easier. Speak their language.
Give love in the way they can best receive it. Makes sense.
Totally. Okay, another brave practice. Accountability and forgiveness. Saying I'm sorry sincerely. That can be really hard work.
Often tied back to those old stories, core issues around shame. The book distinguishes a simple sorry from an accountable apology.
Which involves
Naming the specific action, acknowledging the impact on the other person separate from your intent, expressing real remorse, and committing to change the behavior.
Kevin's story about struggling to apologize.
Yeah.
That was relatable. His difficulty came from never seeing accountability growing up.
Right. But the reframe helped him, seeing his hurtful behavior as unskilled rather than fundamentally bad. That reduced the paralyzing shame, allowed him to actually make progress.
The book also talks about the limits of an apology, right? Your healing doesn't depend on them accepting it.
Exactly. Trying to force acceptance is actually a boundary violation. Your work is the accountable apology itself.
And forgiveness.
Yeah.
It's a process, not a switch you flip.
Definitely not forgive and forget, especially after big betrayals. Rebuilding trust might need concrete actions, safeguards, but forgiveness, even if the relationship ends, is mostly for your own good.
To free yourself from resentment.
Exactly. And the bravery needed to forgive and stay, to rebuild, that's immense. It requires huge vulnerability, trusting your own resilience if you get hurt again. Family patterns of grudge holding can make it even harder.
And underpinning all of this brave work, understanding the past, conflict, forgiveness, is being on your own team. Self-compassion.
Crucial. The book draws that vital line between shame, I am bad, which makes us hide and isolates us.
And guilt, feeling bad about a specific behavior, which can actually motivate change. It's fixable.
Andrew's story shows this. His shame about losing his job made him defensive, unable to receive his partner Nicole's support, pushing away the connection he needed.
Shame is so isolating.
Terribly. The book offers practices for self-compassion, the comfort meditation connecting to memories of feeling comforted.
And those who dwell within.
Yeah, consciously internalizing the voice of those comforting figures, talking to yourself with that same compassion, actively shifting from shame.
Ultimately, the book seems to encourage trusting life, riding the waves instead of constantly trying to force things.
Allowing uncertainty, sitting in the unknown sometimes. The author used name connect choose on herself when resisting finishing the book.
Naming the resistance, connecting to the sadness of ending it, choosing to allow the feeling and finish anyway.
Yeah, and it circles back to this really powerful idea for relationships. You don't have to do it all alone.
When one partner is struggling, fighting with life, the other partner, or the relationship itself, can be leaned on.
It's a beautiful affirmation of mutual importance, mutual need.
So, wow. We've really journeyed through the heart of loving bravely. Relational self-awareness.
Understanding our history, owning our story.
Setting boundaries, embracing complexity.
Navigating conflict with name connect choose, mindful language, accountability, forgiveness.
And underpinning it all, self-compassion, being on your own team.
They really are presented as the essential skills for building that resilient, authentic, brave love.
They really are. That quote you mentioned from the invitation poem.
Ah, yes, about sitting with pain, yours or mine, without moving to hide it or fade it or fix it.
And I want to know if you can disappoint another to be true to yourself.
Oof, that hits home.
That's brave living, brave loving, right
Yeah.
there.
And it's good to remember the source material includes resources on trauma, finding a therapist. This journey can sometimes need professional support.
Absolutely. And there's real strength in seeking that. It's a profound exploration, really, of loving well, starting from the inside out. It definitely makes you think about the kind of relationship you want to cultivate with yourself and with others.
Yeah, it shifts the focus, doesn't it? Less about finding the right person, more about becoming the right person for yourself first, and then for someone else.
So, as a final thought for you, our listener, maybe consider this. Think about a recent moment, maybe a small one, where you felt a strong reaction or a challenge in any relationship. Can you try just the very first step of name, connect, choose? Can you simply name the sequence of events, just describe what happened leading up to your reaction, like a neutral reporter, just to yourself, no judgment?
Just that act of naming, it can start to create that little bit of space, that precious space for understanding.
It really can.